So Kirk Herbstreit made some news back in March saying how he sees the college football season being different this year. I'm curious, and if hopefully don't get you in trouble by predicting or what's your best guess on what the NFL season looks like this year? You're not an expert, but just curious what your opinion is on how it looks.
Well, I think even more so here in the last day or two, but I've always thought there was going to be football. I was always optimistic. I was thinking, man, if there was talk that there may not be, and there may not still be, who knows? But I thought that if we're not playing football like 4 or 5 months from now, we've got some real problems. But so I've always been optimistic that there's going to be football, and I think now looks like baseball is going to start without fans. The NBA is going to start practicing again. NASCAR kicked off on Sunday. And so I do believe now more than ever there will be football. I do think there'll be fans in the stands. I don't know that there'll be 60,000 people, but I think people will be there and we'll be at those games. There was talk about a month ago that maybe we would be in LA calling the games and not being on site. But I think it's going to look and feel not quite like it's always been, but I think we're going to be closer to that than any of the other sports.
I don't know if you're a soccer fan at all, but they started, over in Europe, they started playing, and it is weird. It is really weird having no fans, and the atmosphere is gone. It's still the sport, and it's still good to see it, but it's so weird not having that atmosphere.
Absolutely. And Fox, I know, has looked, Joe Buck talked about it on some podcast he was on recently, but I think Fox has looked at, if there are no fans in the stands, for the viewing audience at home, how do you pipe in some crowd noise? How do you make it look like there are fans in the stands? And they've got some technology that I'm not so sure that the viewer at home would know that there aren't fans at the game. And I think that I agree with you. I think that would be important to do.
Yeah. As a player, would it be weird?
Yeah, so weird.
Yes. Well, I'm just saying, would it be weird to have noise pumped in over the loudspeakers as a player?
You do it all week,
right?
So.
Yeah. I don't know if they'll do that. Like ours would just be through the broadcast. It wouldn't actually be at the stadium. The noise that is created. So I don't know if they would actually. I would be surprised if the league would allow crowd noise at the games.
Right.
That's been something they've not allowed up to this point. But for players, I mean, we've all played. We all know that, at least, especially for the home team, you kind of feed off that home crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
There would not be no home field advantage at that point, and it'd be really different. I don't know. I think some players. I've heard Kirk Cousins talk about it. I think there are players who would hate the idea of playing without fans. I think there's probably some other players that might enjoy that.
Yeah, interesting.